So in the Kabbalah of the Ramchal, the Sefer Klalim, we got to speak about the NIKUDIM. And within the NIKUDIM, I explained that the quality of the NIKUDIM, a special thing about the NIKUDIM, is the occurred of the shattering of the vessels. So the shattering of the vessels is explained in the Zohar, in the Arizal, the Ramchal, that this refers to the 7 kings of Edom. Okay, in the end of Parashat Vayishlach, it says about 7 kings of Edom that they ruled before there was a king in Am Israel, and it speaks about like 7 kings from Bala until Hadar. Hadar is the last one, that is really the 8th king. Okay, so there's 7 kings that it says about them, Vayimloch Vayamot, that he ruled and then he died. And then about Hadar, the 8th king, he says Vayimloch, and he doesn't say that he died. Okay, so the Zohar, and then afterwards the Arizal and the Ramchal explains that those are the 7 Sfirot. Ches, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, according to another way of calculating. So he's starting from that instead of starting from Chesed, he's starting from that. So that, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and then Yesod and Malchut are together. Okay, that's another way. Anyhow, that's not the point. That's a like argument between the Mekubalim how to resolve it. My tradition is that happened in one world and that happened in another world, so there's no contradiction. But the bottom line is that we look on this shattering of the vessel, the death of the 7 kings of Edom, as a very, very, very important thing that happened within the history of not the humanity. We're not talking about those like physical kings that died. We're thinking about the prehistory of the spiritual worlds, or before the creation, that those 7 Sfirot have broken. So what's the connection to those kings? Somebody was asking me like, why those kings are so important to us? Like, you know, like except of Am Israel, no one else remembers them. Yeah. In the Kabbalah you read, and all the time they speak about the 7 kings, the 7 kings of Edom, the 7 kings. Like, you know, why we need to speak about them so much? So I explained that when we want to say something positive, so then we say that about Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Moshe Rabbeinu, Am Israel. When we want to speak about something negative, the shattering of the vessels is, we're going to speak about that this is like the beginning of the creation of the evil. So that's not something that we want to connect to us. Something else. It's the king of them, kings of Edom. Fine. Anyhow, that's my understanding. The point is that the Ramchal explains that this is the end result of the shattering of the vessels is the nature that we know. Okay, all of the nature, not only physical, also spiritual nature. The rules of nature that we know is a result of the shattering of the vessel, the death of the 7 kings. Okay, really, to understand like the whole scenario of how it comes to that, so that's a big thing. But just to look at it and to see how it begins and how it ends, without like all the middle ground. That's also that's what we're going to do here with the Kabbalah of the Ramchal. And so for now, for today, we just like concentrate about the beginning, about the death of the 7 kings. So the simple understanding that there was a light came from the eyes of Adam Kadmon, and that's the 10 Sfirot of the world of NIKUDIM. From those 10 Sfirot, the 7 lower Sfirot, from Chesed to Malchut, is the 7 kings. And whenever it says Vayimloch Vayamot, it means Vayimloch, it means that the light of Ein Sof came to the vessel. That's the ruling, that's the Imloch, that he ruled, that king ruled, and then the vessel could not hold the light, and it shattered, broke down, fell down, and that's Vayamot, that's the death of that king. And then he goes to the next king. The light comes, he rules, and then he dies. Breaks down, falls down, right? And when they fall down, so they fall down from the level of the world of Atzilut, and they fall down to the lower worlds, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiyah. And that's really the creation of those worlds, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiyah. So from here you can understand why the Ramchal says that all the rules of nature that we know of is coming from that death of the 7 kings. Because all the rules that we know is coming from those worlds of Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiyah. The world of Atzilut is above nature. It's not related to what we know as nature. So also all the angels and so on that are ruling the nature. Yeah, like Chazal said that every blade of grass have an angel that is hitting him and telling him to grow and so on. All of those angels that are the channels that Hashem is bringing the abundance to the nature and also to human beings. All of those angels is worlds, angels that are within those three worlds. Above that there is higher beings that like within the world of Atzilut, and above that we don't know of. Okay, we don't know. Anyhow, the point of the matter that we need to understand what the meaning of all of that for us. So we see that there is a possibility of receiving the light, ruling, and then because the vessel was not ready for that light, the vessel breaks down, and that's, whatever happened in the spiritual prehistory, that's one thing, but when it happens to someone here in this world today, so that's a sad story. And it happens all the time. So, for example, like very, very basic understanding of it, you see like all the people, not all, vast majority of the people that are winning like big amount of money and they were not ready for that, they win the lottery, they get some kind of inheritance, whatever it is, and they were not ready for that. So many of those people, it destroys their life. All of a sudden they became to be rich. They didn't build themselves to that position. They don't know how to handle it. And then, they get crazy, they get divorced, they get all kinds of different things. They spend everything, they lose everything. Many, many stories like that, all around the world. Yeah. So it's the same idea. So I gave the example of money because that's the most simple thing to speak about, but the same thing is also about spirituality. There's people that they are receiving like a big amount of light, and they get so overwhelmed that they get they get broken. Unfortunately, there's many people that in the all kinds of mental hospitals that they are very, very too inspired. Seriously, positive people, they got too inspired. They got the inspiration that they got, they couldn't hold it. Okay, so so that's a big thing of how to prepare the vessels that we have will be able to contain the light, right? And I said a few times, I'll say it again, that my tradition for the preparation for our vessels to be able to learn Kabbalah and to get this inspiration that we want and not to get broken, to receive it in the right way, is learning Halakha and keeping the Halakha, applying the Halakha. So whoever wants to be involved in the deep secrets of the Kabbalah, meditation, all of what I'm teaching, all what I'm involved with, that's the real reason that I'm doing the Smicha program, that it will combine together. So to teach only the Kabbalah or only the Halakha, so you're missing. So it have to be combined, it have to be together. So with the help of Hashem, we'll do it right, and no one will get any harm, and everything will be good and sweet for everybody. Amen.